the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture films in the world we see. Deleted scenes where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Let's roll.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being American, and YouTube Ronin. And I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Unscripted. I'd like to say hello to everyone currently following along on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I want to say hello to a couple of people who have joined us here in the live chat. The first one here, host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-word review, Big Al Presents. Friend of the channel, D. Penzak in the house. Don't forget to say hello in the comments. Hit the like, share out the stream, let everybody know that we're on. Remind everyone who is a member of this broadcast that there will be a member stream tonight at 11 p.m. My first late night member stream. So hopefully you can all join me there. And if you would like to be on the show and you are not yet a member of the channel, memberships are available. The more the merrier. All right. All right, a bit of a scheduling update tonight. My schedule got changed again for like the 5th time since the beginning of the year. No lie. I'm basically going back to the schedule that I was on when I started YouTube in the first place. So, I get to stay up a little later on Sunday nights now. Let's put it that way. This is kind of what got me into this mess in the first place. All right. But hey, you know what? I never would have met you fine people if I didn't. All right, well. Also, for those of you who are on the East Coast like myself, getting a little cold tonight. So get all of your, make sure you get your pets inside if they wish to stay inside. Don't forget to protect your trees and plants and all that good stuff. All right. What can I say? There was a time when the British Empire nearly covered the world. That time has very clearly passed. Me? Hey, I'm an American. Always have been, always will be. I'll never leave. I'm not going anywhere. But we have a good relationship with the Brits. And it would seem they're in some trouble right now. They've allowed people to come in their country who should not be there. And I'm not talking about people who want to assimilate into their culture. I'm talking about people who want to come in and take over. And they have pretty effectively done that. But there's something that is also a little more insidious. They don't just have an immigration problem. I mean, let's face it, most countries in the world, including this one, have an immigration problem. That's not what I'm talking about tonight. What I am talking about tonight is a cancer that comes from within. It isn't someone who's part of a criminal gang from another country. It's not terrorists from another country who want to come in and cause problems. Sometimes there are homegrown issues. And here's where I have to be a little bit careful with what I say tonight. If you follow the news, you know some of what I have to talk around, because it's YouTube and there's rules. And I get it and I understand. But I'm also trying to make a point. There are men and women out there who are just evil. The Jimmy Saviles, the Jeffrey Epsteins, anyone who thinks harming a woman, or in particular a child, is okay. And then they think they have enough power or enough juice to get away with it. And a lot of the time they do. And we've come to notice this. It's too late to prosecute Jimmy Savile. The man's dead. Son of a bitch got off easy. Now, maybe Epstein got off easy. And there's all the conspiracy theories of they switched out the bodies, he's living in Israel somewhere, he's... Who knows? And I'm not here to talk about that tonight. But the point is, whether dead or if they switched him for someone else so he could escape, he got away with it. Think about that. If he did self-delete, he took the coward's way out and he got off easy. We, as Americans, have a certain sense of justice. You want to call it, some people might call it frontier justice, some people may call it vigilante justice. You get my point. The wheels turn slow, and they turn slow. Why? Because we have judges sitting on the bench who have their own agenda. We hear stories every day of criminals who are acquitted, who are let out of jail early so that they can go out and commit more crime. However, every once in a while, one of these guys gets nicked. And this week, for the first time in history, a member of the British royal family was arrested and taken into custody. And that, of course, is one Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. And Mountbatten's spinning in his grave right now going, can you just change, like, his middle name? Is that okay? Or at least I would be if I were him. I am not someone who follows the British royal family. Whenever they pop up in the news, obviously I hear things, but I am not, as one would say, a fan. And hello to our man from the future, Sashi. Now, you can like certain people. You can despise others. You can say these people are still meaningful. You can also say that they are merely figureheads and nothing more. We don't have kings and queens in this country. We don't have princes and princesses. We don't have monarchs. We have people who think they are. Times changed. History moved on. We started taking care of ourselves. We have no need for royalty. But there are certain countries where it's still a thing. There are still kings and queens. There's still princes and princesses, and most of them just come off like a bunch of rich Nepo babies, and that's probably true, but we're not talking about that tonight. Because I think there's something deeper. I think that when you're in that kind of a position, look like you can be a leader. You need to look like you are someone who can be looked up to. Role models. Now you look at the British royal family as it currently is, and you tell me who out of all of those people is the role model. William and Kate have this figured out, I think. Harry, he knows he's never going to be king. He writes a book. He calls himself Despair. Guess what, kids? You're right. Also, I would like to know, between flying attack helicopters in the war and getting married, where did your balls go, son? Are they in your wife's Gucci bag? You might want to look into that. You are the last person who needs a reality show. Also, your dad doesn't need to be drunk to tell you he didn't really love your mother. And don't tell me what happened in France wasn't an accident. That was no accident. Let's be real, folks. Couldn't have an Arab that close to the British throne. What are you, insane? Maybe an accident happens. And maybe there are too many witnesses. And that's where people self-delete by shooting themselves twice in the back of the head. It gets weird. So let's face it, none of these people have ever been Mr. Clean. When you get to one Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, well, that guy's a whole other can of worms. They used to make a big deal out of this guy when I was a kid because he very publicly dated an adult film star. Made no bones about it, wasn't quiet about it. Everybody knew about it. But when he got married, the good old Sarah Fergie Ferguson, one might have thought, hey, okay, maybe, okay, the kid sold his wild oats. You know, he got it all out of his system, but he's married now. But maybe he didn't. I don't know. Maybe that's what being rich is. Maybe that's what being a Nepo baby is. Maybe that's what being in the family way is. Look, I don't know. I'm just a guy. I'm just observing. I don't have money. I don't have ties to any of this. I'm a nobody in comparison. And you know what? I've gotten to the point to where, for the first time in my life, I'm happy about that. I'm looking at these people and I go, all of the money, all of the pomp and circumstance, you know, the family name, where does it get you? You're alone in the back of a police vehicle. Maybe you're in the palace and you're walking around alone, and where does that get you? What's the difference between that and me walking around alone at night in my own house? You want to flush it all down the toilet? Fine by me. You did that yourself. I am not a shrink. I don't know what's going on through this guy's mind. I can only guess. I'm not here to hurl accusations at anyone. You don't need me to do that. You got the press for that, if you choose to believe them. Because there's a list out there. There's a list that has names on it, and it seems that there's a lot of people who are on it. And who did what? We don't know. We just have a list with names on it. We don't have answers. If they are afraid of how we are going to react, when we are told the truth, I say good. I say be afraid. You are those who claim to be our betters because you have a title, because you have status, because you have money, because they pulled the gold fucking spoon out of your mouth when you were born. There are people who get elected to high office who forget that what we did was hire them to A, represent us, and to B, do a job, and to C, we gave you that job, we can take it away from you. We did not hire you to have your hand in our pocket. And hello, Wade. I missed a few of you. I do want to say hello before I go on. Faithful Blue Wrench, channel member, the bird woman of YouTube. Watch out for her channel, Fluff Chick Productions. It's Connie Cleary. Friend of the channel, Yusarn G. Host of Geeky Geezers, coming up right after this broadcast, Aged Boomer, who has the never-ending story on his mind. Maybe you'll be talking about that tonight. I am tired, Wade. I am tired because I keep seeing people get away with stuff because they have money, they have titles, they have power, they have status, they think they're better than everybody. And in my 52 going on 53 years on this planet, it has never changed. Until this week. For the first time in history, a member of the British royal family was arrested. Arrested for taking classified documents and showing them to one Jeffrey Epstein. Now, was he blackmailed into doing this? I'm sure he was. He has made it so easy. This is a man who has been compromised for as long as I can remember. There was always a way to get at him. And when you have someone who is as manipulative as a Jeffrey Epstein, he will find that weakness and will exploit it. That's what he did. That's who this guy was. Get people into compromising positions, and then you can blackmail them into doing whatever you want them to do. And Andrew has been such a problem child for so many years. They have chosen to sacrifice him, to cut this guy loose. And I gotta tell you plain, I don't feel the least bit sorry for him. Not after everything he's done. Or alleged to have done. Can we even say alleged at this point? Can you still, when all of the conspiracy theories always turn up to be true? I don't know, you tell me. It's no loss to me. These people are not my heroes. They're not our royal family. They're not our monarchy. I'm no fan. These people are spitting image puppets to me. Anarchy in the UK, that's what I say. I don't know. Maybe I'm just spinning my wheels here. Maybe this is just something to do. I don't know. I tell you plain, hey, I might not live there, but most people, the average guy on the street, is a guy that you can go fishing with. You can go to a pub and have a beer with. Those are the people I feel sorry for. And those are the people who deserve to have their country back. And Qapla' to our resident Klingon, Mark Malikoff. It's the true citizens of Britain that I feel sorry for. And you know what? Half of them, like half of the people here in my own country, might not want that pity. Could care less about my opinions, and that's fine. But the average person on the street just wants to live their lives. Law-abiding people with jobs, who go to the library, who go to the pub, who go to church. Just want to live their lives. Nobody's hand in their pocket. People deserve to have their children be able to walk outside and not be accosted by some freak, some criminal. And I hope they get their country back. And maybe they might have to crack a skull or two, proverbially, of course, along the way. And maybe this is the first step. Somebody had to be sacrificed. Somebody had to be the test case. Is anything going to come of it? Probably not. But we know what to look for now, don't we? And we know who our friends are. And we know we got a long road to travel down. But they're afraid of us now. And they should be. They show despite on themselves. And they were going to get with it. But now I think we got them on the run. We got them scared. Just because you have money, power, fame, that's not necessarily going to be a get out of jail free card. England's a country that deserves better. Better than the royal family, which is a shadow of its former self. Better than its leadership. Maybe that'll change. And for their sake, I hope it does. I just hope they don't have to blow up Big Ben V for Vendetta style to get out of it. We'll see. All right. I do want to say hello once again to everyone currently joining us on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. I want to thank everybody who is in the live chat with us tonight. Boomer, Sashi, Connie, our resident Klingon Mark Mounikoff, Yusarn G, Wade, D. Penzak, Big Al Presents, stay until the end of the broadcast. You will be automatically redirected to Geeky Geezers over on H Boomer's channel. Talk about the events of the week. You will, from there, you can join me if you are a member of my channel. For Behind the Curtain, number 11, I know Connie is going to be there. It's going to be an open mic. You've just heard me for a better part of an hour. Now you guys will have the floor. Then, of course, at 12:30, head on over to Troy Pacelli's channel for his Doctor Who rewatch. Thank you once again for joining me. From HQ, all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.
Steven Ronan's back, slicing through the noise with a culture attack. Pop culture films in the world we see. Deleted scenes where the truth runs free. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Take care, stay strong, we're breaking the mold. Be safe, stay healthy, let the story unfold. From watch parties, reviews to the news we spin. Deleted scenes, yeah, this is how we win. Yeah. Steven out on your YouTube, brother, let's roll.
That's all, folks.